so pleased to be joined by the first ever female ambassador, national ambassador for Macallan, Raquel Reyes. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much, Jimmy.
Great
to be here.
Tell
Thank you very
what
much.
makes Macallan Scotch is so good and so different.
Well, first of all, I'm glad you're a fan. I think I came here and I think there was a lot of people fans of the Macallan, so that's making my job a lot easier.
Which is a great Republic National product.
Absolutely.
Yes. So Macallan is known globally as a luxury brand, very prestigious, and there are, it's a single malt Scotch from Scotland, made in Scotland, and there are a few things that make the Macallan distinct and unique amongst all other Scotches. There's a few things. One of them are our exceptional oak casks that we use to make the whiskey, which we're famous for using the sherry cask. So that's the heart of the Macallan. The DNA is the sherry cask. And on top of that, we actually own the entire whiskey making process. I call it from acorn all the way to glass or bottle. And that is going back to making sure the quality of these exceptional oak casks are the best to make the Macallan. Again, it is the DNA. So I'm going to deep dive into that process before we start tasting. But Macallan is known, we have a few different expressions we're going to taste. But recently, so you're a fan of Macallan, but if there are other people who aren't, we have been featured in James Bond movies, in that famous show called Suits. So people are starting to see it.
More famous shows.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
just as famous.
Yeah, and now they show too. Hey,
that's right.
down,
And eat the street they go.
That's exactly right.
There
yes.
we go, exactly. So, if you haven't seen it there, recently we've had some big news, and it is a very exciting time to be in the Scotch business and part of the Macallan. Just on June 2nd, we opened our new distillery, which was a $200 million development that, I call it like a Willy Wonka whiskey factory. It really is. It is amazing. It's amazing. It was made by world-renowned architects, and it's been built to meld into the Speyside landscape. So it's just this spectacular just vision, and it's only 400 meters from the old distillery. But it's just, we want to innovate and keep up with, the growing category.
Do people come there for tastings?
Yeah, so it's a visitor centre, and the visitor centre, it's very interactive, it's very educational. You go around, and as I said, it's just spectacular.
Road trip. I have a feeling we got a road trip coming up, Brenda. That sounds
I know,
like a
I
fun
think
thing.
too. But more and more women and more people are drinking Scotch now than ever before, right?
Yeah.
Used to be more an older person's drink, and now it's just turned the opposite, right?
Yes, which is very exciting. The Scotch category in general is great to see how it's developing and growing. So there are more younger people drinking Scotch now. They're exploring the category, and in particular women. For me, I'm the first female ambassador, and I've been with the brand for over 5 years, and now during my tastings, it's half of the people who attend are women. So they are, women, we're changing the stereotype of it just being a man's drink. And I started something called Scotch Sisters, which is, non-pretentious. Women come together and just try, different levels of knowledge, but just not being scared to try and explore.
So do we get to taste it now?
Yes.
Okay.
So exactly, I like that you're excited. So the first one we're trying is the double cast 12-year-old. So I did mention that we use two types of oak. And these two different types of oak, the American and European oak, give different flavours and colours. So the Macallan 12-year-old, there is another 12-year-old that you may have seen. It's our flagship. I didn't bring it, but it's not called the double cask, it's called the Sherry Oak 12. And that is aged mostly in the European oak sherry cask. Now, European oak is a lot more porous. The tree, just in general, more porous. So when we're seasoning it with sherry, the sherry is seeping deeper into the wood. Naturally, European oak gives flavours of dried fruits like figs and raisins, and sweet spices like cinnamon and clove.
We've got about 4 minutes left in this
Okay,
segment.
very good. So to nose, you want to just try and keep your mouth open, breathe through your nose. So inhale the aroma. You'll see it's all natural colour.
Oh yeah, very nice.
And we take our sip.
See, it's
You want to chew it around.
gonna last forever too.
Oily, it's very rich, viscous.
See, that's marvelous. It's called what?
This is the Macallan Rare Cask.
Okay.
This is part of the 1824 Masters series, which encompasses some of the rarest and scarcest casks in the Macallan warehouse. So this is 50 casks coming from, let's say, the smaller amount of casks that the whiskey team has chosen by their uniqueness, their richness. They're just some of the scarcest casks.
Special casks.
Yes.
Right, got 'em.
So from young to old, so there's no age statement. They go through, it's as your taste. There's, let's say, from 12 to 30-year-old whiskey in here, but they are all very, very unique. So we can't recreate this. Once we've used these casks, that will be it. It'll be history.
That's it.
Yes. And the reason being is because some of the casks in here come from those sherry houses that no longer exist. So it's not just Macallan history, it's sherry history. So 2 words I will use to describe the rare cask is dangerously smooth. So it's more European oak here versus the American oak that you tasted in the double cask.
There's a richness to it that I don't know that I've had in a Scotch before. I tell you, Raquel, what a wonderful tasting. We appreciate it.
Yes.
So glad you came in.
Thank
so
you.
glad we learned more about Macallan today.
Slanger, as we say in Scottish.
There you
you
go.
go.
We'll come back with more right after this and Eat This, Drink That, Go.
Oh,
Cheers.
cheers.